I am going to talk to you about your brand. Haha, so it's kind of business related. It is kind of business related. But it has many, many parts to it. Man, this is long. I have a lot of stuff I have to say today. So it's kind of business related, but it's about who you guys are. And I want something out of you guys. You know, I know you're going to change the world. And I think some of you guys need to take this step. Honestly, it had to do with, and I naturally gave this advice to someone. Yesterday was Harris's birthday. You guys remember Harris? Remember Harris, our 16-year-old killer on the 11 out of 11? And he was just balling out, making these moves, and he's like 6'12". You remember Harris? Well, it was Harris's birthday yesterday. I pulled up to his, I went to his birthday party. He had a Zoom birthday party. So I pulled up on the Zoom birthday party. Everybody, I came late, so it was kind of dope. It was just me and Harris, bro. I'm telling you, at the end of it, everybody dipped out. I was like, yes, let's go. I was like, I had Uncle Answer showed up late too. Uncle Answer thinks he's famous now. He gets like 10,000 views on SoundCloud. Uncle Answers was like, nah, like, I'm going to pull up like later. I can't let him know I'm that available, And I'm like, come on, man, Uncle. I was like, it's a 17-year-old's birthday. He's like, nah, man, it's the business, the image. I was like, all right, bro. And then he bought a gold chain or some shit. It was crazy. But I was talking with Harris, and this is what I told him part of this. And he's turning 17 years old. And I love this kid, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This kid he's a very, very good, smart young man. I'm very impressed at his age for what he's doing and just his mindset. And one thing I told him, just stop wasting time. I'm not saying that as if he was wasting time, but more so in the sense of, I just said, if you could learn this young, if you could learn how to put your time into something and not waste your time. Again, we're going to talk about brands. We're going to talk about economics here, but I'm going to talk about human beings. So that's where we're going to get deep with it. Okay. So, but I said, if you could learn this early and learn what to focus on and not spend time trying to convince his friends for this and waste your time trying to do this, or honestly, Kobe Bryant says this, I'm not going to play a game that I'm not going to win at. That's it. If I'm not good at something, I'm not going to get competitive with it. I'm not going to enter that. And that's where you have to think about that. And that's what I want to talk about. So what is your brand? Like I'm saying, what is your purpose? Do you realize brand has to do with purpose? That's what I'm asking you. Some of you guys are wasting time. A lot of people, I've done this myself. That's what I was telling Harris. That's why I said, if you know what your purpose is, if you know what your goal is, if you know what your brand is, it is very easy to get where you need to go, to get where you want to go, because you know. But a lot of people are one thing, but then they choose to do something else for a different reason. And that's what I want to talk about, okay? I want to know what's your brand. Let me ask you this. What is a brand? Do you guys know what a brand is? What is a brand? That's your first question. What is a brand? Some people say it's your image, how you look. You guys are right. Some people are. Some people got it. Some people, they don't. But a brand is important. Some of you, it's not necessarily about how people view you. That's part of a brand, right? And if people view your brand good or bad, that's part of it. But at the end of the day, a brand is about what you do. It is about your company. On it, your brand is saying, every time you get this, you get that. That is a brand. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why it's that's why intellectual property and a name is so important. Because imagine you go to Burger King, I'm expecting a Whopper. I'm expecting a Burger King. I would be so mad if I went to fucking Burger King and it was a democracy. Do you see what I'm saying? And then they had chicken burgers, and they didn't even have burgers. They were selling shrimp scampi. It wouldn't. Do you see what I'm saying? Some people, this is an issue. Even some of you people who smoke weed, consistency in branding is very important. People want the same thing every time. Remember, we talked about this. You guys remember the other day, a few weeks ago, the value of consistency? That's what it is. That's what the brand is telling you. It's saying every time you come here, you get this. You go to In-N-Out, You know it's going to be cheap. It's going to be bomb quality. And it will be worshipped by everybody from Ohio. Again, another Ohio joke. You know what you're getting at In-N-Out because that brand is there. It's not only the product that you liked, but you know now if I go here, I get this. It is because of the brand, the Lord's Chicken. You know you're going to go there. You're going to get the best fried chicken. It's going to have peanut oil. It's going to have some crazy sauce, and it's always going to be their pleasure. And they're going to be so fucking stoked to give you the chicken. You know that's part of it. That's why some people, if I go to Chick-fil-A and I get chicken and I don't hear My Pleasure, it might be a different brand. That's part of their brand. That's part of what they do. In-N-Out, the menu at Chick-fil-A, the menu at In-N-Out. The In-N-Out is simple. There's only 3 things. In-N-Out. Chick-fil-A, they focus just on the chicken. A little chicken burger, chicken strips, a salad with chicken, and a cookie. I like the cookies. But think about it. That is your brand. This brand tells you what you're going to get. So, the cult. We literally call this a cult. This is that's why I say a lot, come on. So what are you expecting now? You know what you're going to get. You're going to get Monday through Friday. You know I'm going to tell you not to trade everything on stream. And you also know that option trading is... I don't even have to finish it because you know what it is. It's a brand. Option trading stream risk weekend was almost here. Look it right off the bat, baby. That's why some people, again, if I called this like a family, a democracy, then maybe I wouldn't ban whatever the hell I wanted, or if people just, come at me like that. But it's a cult. So you're coming into a tyranny. At the bare minimum, right? But in all seriousness, there's a brand to it. There's a brand to everything. Even yourself. You're saying what you're going to get. But even better, as always, what does it tell you? It's telling you what you're not going to get. It's saying what we don't do. Think about that. That's a big issue. That's big for branding. You don't go to Taco Bell to get a Frappuccino. If you want the Crunchwrap Supreme, you want something cheap, good, you know what I'm saying? Some quick taco Mexican food, not really Mexican food, you go to Taco Bell. But they're telling you what they don't do. You're not going to go to Starbucks for a pizza. You're not going to come to me for one-on-one support. You're not going to come to me I'm not going to entertain BS back. It's a cult. You know what we do not do. Some of you know I do not do ACB. You know what I'm into, what I'm not. So this is what companies are telling you. You guys realize that. Every brand in the world is telling you what you're going to get and is telling you what you're not going to get. That's why most brands that you know about, they're very successful. And we've talked about this. Maybe you could argue, are they successful because they're good, or are they successful because of the fact that they made that clear? That you're going to get what you get here and that we don't do this. So, this is what I'm asking you. What is your brand? What are you good at? Better yet, what do you not do? Have you been able to decide that? Do you have stuff in life? Some of you are just too down for everything. You don't know what you're not good at. Have you ever asked somebody to do a business and they're always down? Don't work with them. Because they don't even know what they're good at. They're going to pick up everything. Same thing with you. And then here's the next question. Do you know what you're good at, but are you doing things, and are you doing them guided by your urges or your nature, your instinct? That's the next concept, what we're going to talk about. But I know some of you, I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out yet. No. Because all of you, without a doubt, I would say, are naturally good at something. Something. I don't care what it. Some of you have to be good at something. Like, do you see where I'm saying? Where I'm like, that has to be true without a doubt. I don't think any, like, you may not see it as valuable, but at the end of the day, you have an ability. And some people will, if the longer you spend your life not looking at and playing to your strength, that's the problem. Do you know how many people in life, even the people you're around, would just always just tell you what's not good, what they don't do, what's the problem, when they could have just spent that time just maximizing what they're good at. Every single one of I'm good at speaking. I can talk really fast. I'm not good at math. I'm good at other things. I could put puzzles together. What are you good at? You guys really have to think about. Some of you are good at coloring, at drawing. Some of you are good at math. Some of you know science better than a lot of people. Again, each one of you naturally is embedded with a skill, like a really, 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 really good skill. And again, you will waste your whole life until you actually take this seriously. So if you're good at vibing, you're good at losing money, all you're telling me is that you do not want to look in the mirror and you are blind at this concept because it will hold you back. I've seen that's why do you think I told this to a 17-year-old on his birthday? You think it was for no reason? You don't think I think it'd help him? It was for this. He was at least young enough to accept it. Heart of a child. He could take it in. Keyword heart of a child. And that's what it is. He said, all right. I mean, he took it and it made sense. Because if he learns this now, at 17, he is not going to waste his time. He won't waste a decade trying to figure out what he's good at. You're good at something. Isn't that funny? Even what am I saying? I'm saying the most fucking positive shit in the world. And some people will take it. You will fail to see that. I'm saying you're good at something. When was the last time someone told you were good at something? And if someone told you that, you would probably smile. I'm a nurturer. There you go. Now that makes more sense. That is real. That's what I'm talking about. You're good at math? Good. You see? There you go. Use it. But I'm telling you, you're good at something. Why do you not want to believe that? You don't think that's weird? You know? You hear I'm good at something and you're like, no, like that's a compliment to a lot of people. Some people live their whole life trying to get somebody to tell them they're good at something. That's crazy. That's crazy. Think about that. But it's your life. God bless you. But all of you are naturally good at something, and here's the problem. Most of us focus on a desire or urge for money and whatever it brings, and not our nature, not our instinct. Do you understand that? I'll get into that. I'm going to explain it with an analogy. You'll like it. So when you step away, so many people are willing, they get this urge or desire. A urge is not your instinct. It's an urge. So then what happens if you follow all of these urges? What's it going to do? You're going to get pulled over further and further from your nature, who you are, and the core of what you're good at. That's what I'm trying to tell some of you, economically speaking. If I looked at you as a country, you are very, very far from your core. You're not focusing on what it is because you had an urge to get into this, to get into that, to do this. I want this. I need this. What I'm asking you is, what's your seed? I'm asking you, what's your brand? But now, what's your seed? Think about what the seed is. Yeah, I love it. Because if you're a believer, some of you believe in God, you know, good seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you may be slow, hurt, whatever, but good seed is good seed. You know what I'm saying? Amen, amen. But in general, you are still seed. Most of you. Most of you right now, some of you are like, I want to plant seeds. You are a seed. Right off the bat, you are a seed. What does that mean? By nature, you are something. Some would say that is your purpose. That is your core. So take a look at an apple. Okay? An apple is the fruit of something. An apple is a result of a seed being planted, yada, 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 boom, whatever, it came out. It's the fruit of something. Essentially, though, Johnny Appleseed, the goal of that apple is to what? It's ultimately to get that seed, get to the core, and get that seed planted for it to become a tree and to give back more apples, to give back more fruit. Are you hanging with me? Because this apple is the analogy here. So some of you are the apple, but if you never get down to the core and seed and plant it, the apple is useless. I hope you guys understand that. Because if that core in the apple never gets planted, the apple, that's it. It's just one apple. It's gone. I don't know if you feel me on this. The skin of the apple, you may have the apple, it may have a skin, but that's probably money or whatever else you put on that isn't true to your core, that isn't your seed. So it could look pretty, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? I can't plant the skin of an apple and get a tree. Some of you guys are trying to do stuff that isn't the core of who you are and what you have and what's happening. You're planting something without life. That's it. You could change the skin, the core is the same. Similar to humans. The goal is to bring that core to the best expression of what it is. So if you have an apple seed and you want to get that apple to be planted and you want it to turn into an apple tree, you don't want it to turn into a carrot. Do you see that's what's happening? That's what happens when an economy, person, or anything doesn't focus on what they're good at. They have the core of an apple. It's a seed of an apple, but they're trying to get a carrot out of it. You need to figure out what you're good at and turn that seed to the best and fullest expression of what that seed can actually be. So if you're an apple, yeah, you want to be an apple tree, but it may be an apple blossom. Who knows? In economics, what I'm saying is literally specialization. You need to focus on what you're good at and bring it to the best at it, the fullest expression of what it could possibly become. So you're good at making wheat, make all of the wheat, make the best wheat in the world. You're good at doing oil, you do it. There's a reason why these countries are how they are, why Russia in their oil setup. Again, there's natural resources, but that's the whole point. Anybody selling oil is a natural resource. Keyword, natural, nature. So wouldn't that be stupid if Russia never sold oil? If they're like, we have all of this snow, but we have all this oil, we want to get into technology. We want to build applications. I think that'll be good for us. When our nature and our land is literally just filled with oil. I think that's a good idea. I'm sure they're good programmers, but that's not where the money comes from. It would have been good for Earth, maybe. I'm sorry. But really what I'm asking you this, man, is simply, are you focusing on what you're good at? That's really what I want to talk about. I mean, that's it. Like your brand. Or even better, are you foregoing what your seed was designed for something else? It doesn't have to be just money. It's urges. Like literally, think about that. This urge in nature and desire and instinct. Oh, I love it. Because it doesn't have to be just money. It's an urge. It could be for anything. An urge is not, it's not just money. Instinctually, think about this. Instinctually, think about your instincts. You all know how to protect your money or at the very least, have a desire to protect your money? Yes or no? I think I'm saying without a doubt. I think instinctually, even if you don't know how to protect it due to ignorance, you instinctually you have a desire to not lose your money. Nobody likes it. You all in your mind, at the very least, some of you know how to stop it, but some people, at the very least, you are concerned about this. Isn't that funny? It's like a child. Literally, you have a natural instinct to protect it, or just the similar just desire. You may not know how, but you simply want to. That is your instinct. I love it. Follow your instincts, baby. But you can't follow your instincts if you don't know your core. If you don't know your seed, how do you know what you are? The instincts are key. Instinctually, you know at least you want to do it. However, what happens? Certain urges take you away from the instinct. So instinctually, you want to protect your money, but then you get an urge to make more money, to maybe you want people to admire you, if you whatever. It goes all the way down the list. All the way down the list, you could go however this urge, and it's based on whatever you like, whatever it is. But you know what you should do. You know what your instinct is. But the urge can take control. This is how literally I'm explaining how a lot of you guys have blown up your accounts, myself included. So your urges will change that. They'll change your instincts sometime, but this is what I'm going to give you, okay? You've heard me call this seed. I said you give it a seed for the YOLO demon, you water it, he'll come out of nowhere. It's an urge. That's it. I know what I need to do. I know my instincts, and instinctually, even when I'm about to do, I know I shouldn't do it. But if I give more weight to the urge, that's it. So let me teach you something. Here's a fun fact about urges and instincts. And ironically, it sounds like I'm telling you something financially, and it's true. But also think about this as a person, the people you deal with, and think about your time, especially your time. You understand you're wasting time with people based on urges and instincts. Instinctually, I know, don't waste my fucking time. It's the same thing. Same thing on the urges and instincts. Some people have urges just to talk to people, or just for people to like them, or whatever it may be. But this is the fun fact. Are you ready? Just listen. I'm going to tell you this. It's going to blow your mind. Because when I heard this, it blew my mind. And you could write this down. Just don't forget this. And just remind this to yourself. Urges always withdraw. Instincts deposit. Urges take, instincts protect. That is nature. So even if you don't understand your nature fully, you're confused. What's happening? That's how you're going to know. Any urge is going to take from you. An urge wants to withdraw. It's going to say, I have an urge to go do this, to go put my time into this, to go put more money onto this. I have an urge it's going to take from you. Urges only withdraw from the account. And again, I'm talking financially, but also like real life. Think about time. How do you know if the difference? Does it take or does it deposit? What do you mean? How do you think I determine the difference between the quality of the people in the chat? This is a very good metric. Does it take or does it deposit? Shit. Which one do you want? Do you want me to constantly take from your account, or do you want me to deposit into your account? You see what I'm saying? I just want deposits. Don't tell me both. You got it twisted. I only deposit. That's why I'm a cheap ass. Why do you think I don't like it? I'll put $20 on an option because I know it's an urge and I know it's just going to withdraw. So at least I withdraw a little or none at all. Because what is my instinct? All of our instinct is to protect. Instincts deposit. Instincts give you something. Instinctually, it's telling you No, we're gonna invest into this. When it's saying don't waste my time, no, my instinct says don't do this, so I could deposit that and have it in the future. So I could use this time and be around to, maybe down the road. Your instinct says long-term portfolio. Your urge tells you flip that option on the weekly. The urge is saying, come on, give me something right now. The urge is taking right now. It withdraws. The instinct is telling you to deposit, wait, protect. The urges tell you to spend. Oh, I don't feel you made all this money. Nobody knows about you. No one gives a shit about you. You're still not cool. You might get the urge to go flex on them. You may get the urge to go buy a bunch of clothes so you feel a certain way. That's an urge. You're withdrawing. You have to give to get something. Maybe deposit in yourself. Maybe you don't need a new clothes. Maybe if you just listen to a fucking philosophy and actually took it seriously, you might deposit something into yourself. Your instinct is to protect yourself, to protect your wealth, everything. Urges will make you spend. Why don't I spend a lot of money? I don't have a lot of urges. And we talked about this the other day. It does matter where you came from. Like, when I didn't have money and I got money, my urges were very, very high. And I had bad instincts. Or maybe I had the instincts, but I just didn't listen to them. And I was listening to my urges. And that's one thing you guys are going to realize. They've done a study. After I think about what? I think after about $150,000 a year, after $200,000 a year, your life marginally increases quality of life. You guys know that, right? So like if you're making $200,000 a year, $150,000 a year versus the guy who makes $300,000 a year, it's not that big of a lifestyle difference. Pretty much, Mustafa's like, well, I don't get it. Because if you go from broke to 100K, you go from imagine your used car to a brand new car. From no home, a 1-bedroom to a 4-bedroom, boom, you're like, that's a big jump in utility. That's a big jump in value. That's a big lifestyle change. But after you get a nice car, a nice house, you have your food taken care of, again, after a certain income, it doesn't get that much better. Pretty much, it's not going to hit the same. When I go from Honda Prelude to a Ferrari, that hits different. But when you go from a Ferrari to a Bugatti, it's not going to add much to your life. Statistically, marginally, or the utility, it's just not going to, it just doesn't hit the same. Yeah, Trapper said it's like 0 to 100 or 120 or 100 to 120. So that's why I'm saying, at the end of the day, this is business. This is the core concept to economics that has changed the world. If everybody just did what they were good at and stopped trying to be the other country, that it changed their whole world. That's it. And you have to work with people and again, understanding the nature. But we all get urges to go off of that. But just remember that urges take and instincts deposit. That's all. And what are you all have instincts. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like you aren't good at anything. It's not like you don't have an instinct to save money. It's not like when something is in a bad position, like you instinctually feel it, but something is taking the microphone. It's usually the urges or anything. So, I mean, what am I trying to say to you guys, right? There's a few different concepts, but do you know your brand? Like, do you know what you do and don't do? Like, think about that. Do you know yourself? Know yourself, man. Can you stick to your brand and not get pulled by the urges? Can you instinctually be you and be your brand? What is my brand? What are you good at? I don't have a brand. I'm not good at anything. Do you realize when you say I don't have or I'm not good, that is a brand in and of itself? Cole, I don't have customer service. You know how many people get mad? I don't do customer service because that's it. I'm saying that's part of my brand. I'm saying something. So some of you are like, well, I don't know what my brand is. You're that brand. You're the brand of I don't know. Because I know what you don't do. So don't make your brand around. That's not instinctually. None of you were born with nothing. You all have a skill. I'm sorry. And again, I'm apologizing for telling you that you're good at something. Fuck this. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you serious? That's so weird. Because I know, yeah, there is stuff you're going through. It is true. You may have failed. Like, I'm not saying that's not true. But at the end of the day, like, if you're going to recognize the negative truth, please recognize the positive. Like, you're good at something. You have something by nature that you're good at. Like, again, I didn't just get good at stocks. There's stuff in my nature that made me like this. Be your brand. Instinctually be your brand. Ask yourself, are these urges pulling you away from your brand? Or do your urges align with your brand? Better yet, you get an idea. It's very quick. It's easy to ask, well, is this my brand? Is this an urge or an instinct? Does it align with who you are? So again, start figuring out who you are. Some of you would think, well, I'll spend my whole life figuring out who I am. No, it's not. What's your favorite color? I'll give you ice cream. You want chocolate or you want vanilla? I like Asian girls. That's my girlfriend. I say so much she don't like me anymore. I tell you guys, but I love her, baby. Ooh, that's it. I know what I like. I like nice cars. I like houses. I like stocks. Ask me what I'd like. I don't like fake people. I don't like phony people. I don't like church people who think they're better than everybody. I'll tell you what I like and don't like. So don't tell me you don't know yourself. You know yourself. You know this stuff, but isn't that funny? Some of you, are you even embarrassed? Like, look at that. Even then, if I tell you guys, I can say, oh, I love Asian girls. Some of you like, oh my God, girl. If you can't even tell me what you like in a serious or non-serious, intimate or not, come on. Know yourself. And don't be like, why are you afraid to? Some of you guys are afraid to say what you want even. You know what you want. You know who you are. Stop. Just because there's a lot of options and there's a lot of things in this, you know what you like. So fuck you if you're just telling me what kind of girls you like now. Because guess what? I want to know what's your brand then. What are you good at? So don't tell me about the brunettes and the redheads. Tell me what skills you have now. I want the money. I want to invest in you guys who are going to bring back a good return. What do you got, baby? Tell me what you got. You know what you're good at. That is the point. That is your brand. That is the instinct, okay? Do these urges align with who you are? Does it align with your brand? And above all else, this is the main goal. Stop wasting your time at what you're not good at. Stop wasting time on things you do not like. Stop wasting time on stuff that isn't who you are. I'm telling you, it's a very, very, very simple. That's it. But guess what? That's negative. Isn't that funny? That's negative. I'm saying stop wasting time or focus on what you're not. Stop, not, no. It sounds very, nah. But guess what? I'll make it positive. Better yet than wasting your time. I need to stop doing this. How many of you, that's your next stage. Some of you, you feel me, but you're like, I can't stop doing this. I need to stop doing this. I need to stop. Okay, it's fine. Ignore it. You're in a bad long-term position. I don't care if you bought ACB. Just stop buying it. Go do something else. So focus on what you're good at. You don't need to stop something. You guys need to start something. I don't care whatever this, that. I don't care anything on that in the past. You just need to start focusing on what you're good at. That's positive. I don't care what your situation. I don't know you, this and that. Take it however you want, whatever. But the positive way I could see this is that we should all start and take a priority and emphasis on what we are good at. You find yourself in a hole, stop digging. Amen. You don't need to figure it out. Just start focusing on what you're good at. Because I'm telling you, I've said it before. A lot of people will waste a lot of time pursuing things that are not central to their core, their vision, their brand, or anything. It's crazy. You made a food company and you're trying to sell software. Some of you are born chefs and you want to get into the stock market. Some of you are natural born health professionals, nurturers, all that, and you want to get into insurance or whatever. Because again, what is on the outside? What happens on the outside is the pressure, the skin, the money. People, again, urges are just pulling us away from what our core is all the time. Oh, just cracked my neck. But like I've told you guys, man, I've been saying this the last few days. I love you all. I really, take that pressure off. I love to see it. Some of you giving me a lot of positive feedback, even the prayer requests, everything. I love it. God bless you all. And I love to see it. I can feel it. And I hope it's helping, but I know it's helping because I see it. You guys, I can see real change, and I love it. You feel it even here in the chat too. It's beautiful. And what I'm wrapping this up with to say is just don't be afraid to let go. Like, don't be afraid to be you. Isn't that funny? Don't be afraid to let go of something that isn't you. We've talked about this in many contexts before. I've said it. Find what you really like about what you're doing to make you rich. There you go. We've talked businesses, brands, economics. This is economics. This is money now. You want to get rich? Fuck yeah. Let's go. You guys think I'm trying to, what am I going to indoctrinate you? If I'm going to indoctrinate you with something, it'll at least make you rich. But that's a personal thing. You guys are going to have to figure that. And why? Because you need to ask yourself, do you really like what you're doing to get rich? You'll get rich doing anything if you're good at it. And I'm not saying learn a skill and be good at something. I'm saying double down on your strengths. That's it. Be okay to let go. It's okay if you're, honestly, like, you guys know it's okay if you're better than me at math. I don't care. A lot of you are better than me at so many things, and I love it. That does not faze me. When I was younger, it did. I was very competitive. And people, I know, and I'm this, because someone's this, I'm this. Fuck that. I'm sorry. I just laugh at that. I mean, you get older, you'll see it. That's why I hope you learn this early. That's why I wanted the kid turned 17. I wanted him to fucking know this shit. Very, very important. What do you like doing, man? And just focus on that, because that will get you the money. I promise you. But you can't, that's the point, is that you're going away from what you're good at to get money, and that's just widening the gap, and it's widening the time it's going to take for you to get that destination. Because you're good at, you have a full-blown skill set, natural, God-given gift, and you just want to be like this guy, or you saw this, or you just are going where the money is. That's it. That's why you stopped working at the gas station and went in. Amen. Exactly. You see? And I'm glad you said that, because it's not like I'm trying to talk you guys out of anything. You see it at levels in your life. Some of you just know yourself, and some of you, yeah, maybe. I mean, jobs are good. I mean, I don't want all of you to go quit your job because you're like, this isn't me. You got to know yourself first. Do you really like this? If you're doing it because it's going to get you rich, as opposed to aligning with your core, that's a problem. You either really, really like stocks. Some of you really like the stock market, or you just like the idea of making money sitting at home with no responsibility or accountability. I've said that before many times. Now, maybe this really is your core, though. Maybe you do love the market. You do love everything about it. You're fascinated. It has everything. And this is you. You nerd out on it. You're good at it. You see what I'm saying? You know about this stuff. You know the common sense of all of it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying all of you are faking out here with this. Some of you, this is your calling. Some of you, it's real estate. Some of you, it's going to be making your own company. I think everybody's calling is a long-term portfolio, baby. Woo! But think about that. This may be your shit. And that's awesome. So guess what I'm going to ask you with that? Because you got to know yourself. So maybe this is your shit. Awesome. What are you best at now? So if you really love trading and you're this, what are you the best at? What part of trading are you good at? Focus on it. Find your brand, know your brand, and focus on it. Because if the brand keeps changing, that's not a brand. That's a bankruptcy or a penny stock. Focus. That's why I've always said in the videos, go look at what plays made you the most money. What plays cost you the most money? What got you where you focus and specialize? I'm telling you to treat this like a business. Again, focus on what you're good at and what you love. If it is aligned with what you like and not what it's going to get you. Again, I love you guys. You know why? Because I was saying I love you guys and I was here for 7 hours a day when there was 50 people instead of 5,000 people. That's why it's easy for me to talk to you every fucking day. Some people are like, how do you do it? You love it. I love it. It aligns with who I am. Very easy for me. Same thing, but then I need to focus on what I'm good at. I focus on my plays. I focus on my strategies. I don't have time to listen to what 5,000. You know how many people tell me trade this? What about this? Hey, how about this? How about people who are more professional than me? They'll say, do this. I'm not good at that. That's not even, and I don't even have the desire to be good at that. Chasing these quote unquote black swans or playing volatility, global economics, man, this shit, that's my shit. I'm good at it and I love it. You see? I'm not chasing TLT when TLT goes like, I don't care about TLT, the profit. Like, I am genuinely fascinated with it. But I know I've gotten better as I've found a way to focus on what I'm the best at. And that is what I want from you guys. And that's what I'm saying. As a trader, maybe you're a fake trader and you shouldn't be here, you need to find what you want. Maybe you're here for a reason. This is your shit. Let's take it deeper and specialize. And I don't say it's the only thing you have to do, but you always have to have a strength. You know why? Because when you don't know what to do, when life is confusing, when business isn't good, when whatever fucking thing you want to throw at it, you always go back to the core. You fall back on your strengths. That's the whole idea of it. When I don't know what to do, I know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, and then you don't know who you are, and you don't know your strength, and you think you're weak in every area, it makes sense why people collapse under pressure. Why people never get off the ground. Why people can't keep it on the long term. And that's what I think it'll help you guys a lot. And I hope it does, but this is business. I know it's philosophy. What's your brand? What are you good at? What do you not do? What are you focused on? Is your brand really that solid if a urge could take you away from your brand? Is it, you know what I'm saying? What's your instincts telling you? Why are you fighting your instincts? Why are you fighting who you are? Is that funny? That's why I've noticed people, I said it the other day, I was like, I'm not your enemy. Some people fight me because they're still fighting themselves. And that's okay. And I understand. Like I do. That's why I'm like, I feel you, bro. I was there. So stop fighting yourself. Just look at what you got. I mean, what's in your hand? Focus on what you're good at. But it's a brand. It's business. It's economics. Just understand that if people didn't focus on what they were good at, not everybody does. But if people didn't, the world would be a lot different. Even more different without COVID. It would be very, very different. And you see the effect. You know the Dow Jones is only 33 companies? 30. That's crazy. That just means only 30 people had to really know themselves and know their brand, and that was enough to impact the whole world. Because there's a lot of people out there not knowing themselves, not knowing what they're good at, and trying to change the skin of the apple as opposed to plant the seed and grow it. All it takes is a few good 30 people will rule the world, will do whatever they want. Just because they know who they are. They know their brand. IBM knows what the fuck they do. Apple knows what they do. Caterpillar knows what they do. I could go down the whole list, and they know what they've done, and they haven't done the other side and gave in to urges for the last 100 years. And they're multinational corporations all over the globe. And you know about all of them since the day you were born, because those people stuck to that. They were good at something. They knew what they were. They knew what they weren't. They didn't adjust for trends and fads, the urges of popularity. Oh man, thank God IBM didn't fucking start making VCRs. I don't even know why IBM people still buy it, but they're doing something good, and they stuck with it. But they didn't, oh wow, VCRs are selling. Let's get into VCRs. Let's get into Nintendos and make video games. Man. So, what is your purpose? And it sounds like a lot. It sounds intense and all that, but it's really knowing what you like, man. And just and double down on it and bet on that. Bet on your strengths too, but you got to just that's why, do you see why I'm saying take away the pressure? Because it's hard, because a lot of you want to strip away some of this stuff and get to the core, but you're afraid that if, without the skin of the apple, the seed can't grow. That's a lie. That's an illusion. You just need the seed. You just need the core of what you are and what you got in you. If you get that into the ground and a real effort to plant that and grow it and stay with it, you'll see what happens. So, but it's just hard. So I know it's hard. So that's why really the conclusion of all of this, I'm just telling you to think about what is your brand, and do you know what your brand is? And would you buy into your brand? You see what I'm saying? What was that management? Like again, Snapchat. You know, what is, like, we know what they're doing. If they kept switching it up too heavy and change, I'm like, you guys don't know what your brand is. I don't have confidence in that. If some of you don't have confidence in yourself, it makes a lot of sense. Because you need to figure out what your brand is. You'll get confidence in it. Once you know what you like, it's easy to get confident in that. Because you're like, well, I like that. You know, just because I like the color red doesn't mean you should doubt that you like the color blue. But that's what happens to people. That you see other people with stuff or doing stuff, and it makes you doubt what you know you like. That's crazy. So, I'm going to leave that for you. I love you all. God bless you. I hope this helps, and I hope I see some very, very strong brands emerge, especially from the cult. And I thank you, God, now for letting a lot of these people find their brand, because I'm gonna thank Him now, because I know it's gonna happen. I know some of you. I told this to Harris, because I'm like, you know, I was thinking, like, what can I say to a 17-year-old that really helped me, that I really wish I knew when I was younger, and it was that. It's just like, don't waste your time spinning your wheels and getting all. That's why I tell you to make a long-term portfolio, for real. I don't want you to waste time spinning wheels. I want you to just focus on that. It's just like, just don't waste your time. If you waste the time, you'll get clapped. Like, that's it. It's if you learn. Harris was like, bro, but you got your thing. He's like, you have your system down. Like, you could be on, like, you could help somebody and help 6,000 people at the same time and this and that. I was like, yeah. But I was like, you realize that took me a long time to figure out. And to figure out how I need to separate this. I had to separate. I said, I have lending tips doing the real estate. I had to let go of me trying to manage properties. I had to give up stuff. I didn't want to give up anything. I had to let go of it. I had to specialize. I said, okay, if I want to do something, and I liked this stream, I liked you guys. I said, if we wanted to do, I had to align everything. And it's like, and it's crazy because now that I know and I've seen the benefits, it's better than anything I could have expected. But that's why I'm like, I told that to him. I was like, I wish I learned that 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I literally told that to Harris. That's why I was like, do it now, bro. Figure it out now. Because if you could figure out what you like and make it and put it in your system and not waste the time on what you don't like, oh my God. Like if you just figure it out now, keep it simple, you save a decade. Like I did good at a young age, but man, I could have done a lot better. It's okay. I'm not going to fret on it now, but I do understand that's what waste time is. And that's what I'm saying. Time is important. So I could keep ranting, but I'm not going to. I think I left you with enough. And I just want you to think about this. I hope you walk away really thinking about this and walk away with something of this and can at least, if you can't tell me who you are and what you're good at, I mean, hopefully you could tell me what you like and really just start getting into that. I'm telling you, because it's important. And I said it on every sense. I know we got a lot of jokesters, or you guys don't like to take things seriously or something hits a certain line. Well, I'm telling, this is what it is. If you can't tell me something intimately as you could professionally, you're not in the game. Tell me what you like on every realm. That's what part of this is. But you got to be mature about it. You got to be an adult about it. So make sure you subscribe. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Your mobile, press high chat, X out the chat. Second link for the nightly watch is the main channel. First link for the Scream Alerts Bootcamp and real estate course. But follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. I love you all. Yeah.